economic chapter, the development. Students, I hope you have already seen all the 4 videos and you have already come across from the first, second, third and fourth videos that how the World Bank has done the classification, how the rich countries, they have a better infrastructure, better health facilities and the education facilities, how the UNDP, United Nations Development Program is initiated all the different parameters. We have already seen what all public facilities are there and that are provided by the government. So students, we have seen that how the people living in the country, they live a quality life. What all basic facilities that is really required for a person, that is provided by the government. And these basic facilities really plays an important role. And when we talk about the basic infrastructure, supporting infrastructure, we have already seen that the money in our pocket cannot get all the things that we people need. So here, the new topic that we people have is how quality life we people are living. See students, if your diet, the food that you eat is unadulterated and you have the better quality food, balanced diet if you are getting, that means you are nourished, you are properly nourished. And there are many people are there who are undernourished, who are not getting the proper diet, or they suffer with the malnutrition. And due to the malnutrition, there are so many diseases that is attacked on the individuals. So many diseases that comes if you don't get a proper diet. If you don't take the proper diet, if you don't consume the proper diet and the balanced diet, there are so many problems are there. Malnutrition is a major problem in country like India because the quality life only the richer section of the people may live, but they also don't take the balanced diet or the proper nutritious diet, whereas the poorer section of the people, they don't get food to eat, so they are malnourished. Or sometimes it happens that there are so many people, they suffer with obesities, and due to that obesities, eating too much of the chocolates and the potato chips and the different foods, junk food if you take, then that means you are taking an over diet and you may suffer with the obesity. And students, in this case, in this context, you can see that we have a nutrition scientist. They have called that how we can analyze, how we can calculate the person is nourished or undernourished, or he is healthy or is unhealthy. So for that, they have highlighted the nutrition scientists have highlighted body mass index. So when we are talking about the body mass index, different people have different body mass, and the quality, you can see that people have different heights. The heights of different people varies. Somebody may be tall, some may be lesser in they are not as tall as the other people, or some people may be fatty, some may be very thin, some may be very skinny, or some may be with a stunted height. So there are so many problems that we people have, and this problems of the related to the height and weight is a major problem. In India. And when we talk about India and the other parts of the countries also, so height and weight really matters in calculating the body mass index. So before calculating the body mass index, students will calculate it later, but prior to that, let us discuss the Human Development Report. Students, we have already seen this point earlier. HDR has realized that the World Bank has classified the countries on the basis of the income. Income is the only attribute, or when we have the income, the per capita income. When we have taken out the average, how you are going to take out the average, as the HDR says. So when we take out the average, the total income of a country divided by the total population. So you will get the you can calculate the average income of an individual, and this average income is also known as per capita income. PCI is also known as per capita income. So to calculate that, and classification is already made according to the World Bank. But we have studied that what the UNDP says, United Nation Development Program. United Nation Development Program compares the countries with other attributes also. See, the World Bank has taken only criteria as a PCI, the per capita income or the average income. Only one attribute the World Bank has taken in for classification of the countries. But United Nations Development Programs, UNDP, according to the Human Development Report, they said income, per capita income is one of the criteria, is only one criteria to compare the people as well as the different countries. But other than the per capita income, there are other attributes are also there which are equally important for comparing the people, for comparing the states, for comparing the countries. So for that you can see that UNDP says that education is one of the criteria, and health is the another important criteria. So according to the UNDP, we have three important criteria they have taken. That is, number one, they have taken a literacy rate. Number two, they have taken the life expectancy, which is related to the health. Number three, they have taken the health facilities also of the country. So, and net attendance ratio, which is related to the, equally related to the education areas. So, education, health, and per capita income, these three attributes are very important. So, you can see that health and education are the indicators. And when we suppose if we compare Kerala and Haryana, students, there is no doubt that Haryana may have the higher per capita income. Like we have calculated it with the Punjab. Haryana and Punjab, they are the agricultural states. So they have a better agricultural production. So the Haryana may have the better per capita income as compared to the Kerala. But in literacy rate, infant mortality rate, in life expectancy, in sex ratio, Kerala has an edge over the Haryana. Kerala would have would be highest in the literacy rate, whereas the Haryana would not have as that literacy rate. So what you can do is you can prepare a chart of different states to find out the literacy rate of all the states. sex ratio of all the states, infant mortality rate of all the states. This is the activity that you need to complete and do it in your and maintain it in your file, maintain it in your register. So Haryana would have, and the per capita income also you can calculate. So students, the UNDP compares health and education indicators have come to be widely used along with the income as a measure of development. For instance, HDR published by UNDP, this is a report that is published by the UNDP, compares countries based on educational level of the people, their health status and the per capita income. And we have seen that India and the neighboring countries, their per capita income would come in the second category or in the third categories. All the SAARC countries, they may fall, like India is on the second position, like low income, low middle income countries. So find out the other neighboring countries, what is their per capita income and what is their ranking. So students, UNDP really plays a very important role in giving the different attributes and different parameters. What are attributes? Different parameters or different components to compare the individual or to compare the different countries or different nations. So students, now BMI, body mass index. You can see how we are going to calculate the body mass index. Body mass index, BMI. To calculate the BMI, I have already told you students, the weight and height. Weight and height of an individual, these two things are very important. Weight and height of a person. So when we talk about the weight and height, weight we are going to calculate in kg, whatever weight. You can weigh yourself and to find out, you must be knowing your weight. Height square, whatever height you have, it has to be in meters, in meter, okay. And for that you can see one example is given here. For an adult, okay, with height of 180 centimeter. This one example I have given here so that you can calculate your body mass index. See, I have taken in the centimeter and the weight is 75 kg. Suppose my weight is 75 kg and my height I have measured in the centimeters 180 centimeter. Okay. So when we have 180 centimeter, but the formula says that it has to be in meter. Okay. So first step is to convert the height into meters. As there are 100 centimeters in a meter, so we are going to divide this figure by 100. You can see it will come to as, we will cut one decimal would come here, okay, 1.8. So meter square, 1.8 into 1.8, we have, it will come this, body mass index. Weight, we have to divide, look at weight on the top and then we have the height, okay, and 8 is a 64, it is given here 3.24, and the body mass index is 23.15. We'll see what is next, okay, we'll see what is next. body mass index. Weight we have taken in kg. Okay. So body mass index is universally expressed in kg divided by meter square, and the mass you have to take in the kilograms, and the height you have to take in meters, kilogram, kg, and or the other people, they can take it in, if it is taken in the pounds, then inches are used. If we are taking in the pounds, it is in inches it is used, and then we have to use the conversion factor of 703, and then you divide it. This must be applied if you are taking it in pound. Okay, now see students, we have different categories of people here. If your body mass index is below 18.5, below 18.5, then you are underweight. Okay, and if you would be a normal weight, okay, and you are fit and fine. If your body mass index fall between not more than 25 and not less than 18.5, if it is between, then you have a normal weight. And if it is between this, more than 25 and within 30, okay, you are overweight. Okay, and if your body mass index reaches more than 30, then you are suffering with obesity. So this is an activity that you can do it at home, and you can calculate it, and you can easily guess yourself that whether you are undernourished, you have a normal body weight, or you are suffering with obesity, or you are overweight. You can, all those family members that you have, mummy, papa, your brother, sister, you can calculate the body mass index of your family. This is another activity that you need to do it. You can see I have given here less than 18.5, you are underweight. You can see that in the picture. Too much slim, okay, and underweight. Oh, normal weight. Overweight. You can see has become flat. Okay, and you can see that the width has increased. Overweight and obesity, and the one who is more than 40, morbid obesity. Okay, you must have seen WWE, Khali and Big Show. They are morbid obesity. Okay, too much of the weight. Okay, so this is the streamline that you have. You can calculate it. This is the activity that I have given to you, and you can do it with your family. Okay, you need to know the height, and you need to know the weight of your family members. Then you can easily calculate whether they are normal, with the normal weight, or they are fit and fine, or they are overweight. Okay, so students, you can see that continuously we were talking about the Human Development Report and a World Bank report, Human Development Report, the classification according to the World Bank. So I have given you the distinction between, a difference between the Human Development Report and the World Development Report. What are their parameters? What are the expectations of these two reports, and how they are different from each other? See the meaning. This notion, the notion of development implies leading to a good and quality life. Leading a good and quality life. Whereas you can see that here we have taken, in a conventional sense, we are living a life, but it may be happy life or it may be a quality life, that hardly matters. But here you can see that we are using the full potential of an individual is developed. The Human Development Report says that individual should develop his full potential. His or her full potential should be developed, and this would be possible only when a person would be healthy and good education. Healthy and he has acquired the good education. Whereas you can see that World Bank has taken the per capita income. The growth and the development of a family, development of a nation, development of a state would be, they have compared it with the per capita income. This is the rise in per capita income. Their development would be possible only when there is a rise in the per capita income and growth in economy. And they have taken a quantitative aspects. You can see that they have taken quantitative aspects, whereas here we have taken a quality aspects of the individuals. And you can see that for them education and health is a broader picture for development of an human. Here they have taken the other broader perspectives. They have taken the quantity wise, that more of the income and the life of the people. Income, quantity, because income can be measured. Education and health cannot be measured, which gives you happiness and friendship. These are the most important attributes that is used by the HDR, Human Development Report. Whereas they have taken only the monetary aspects, per capita income, under the report of World Bank, World Development Report. The second thing that you can see that the Human Development Report says, it includes literacy rate, life expectancy and infant mortality rate for determining the development status. The status of development would be measured in a particular region of a country with the help of literacy rate, life expectancy, infant mortality rate. These are the parameters used by the UNDP, and this UNDP HDR report highlighting it that literacy rate, life expectancy and infant mortality rate is really very important for creating the fullest potential, using the fullest potential of the human beings. Whereas it takes into account the national income. They are taking only the monetary aspect. You can see that all together they are taking all the monetary aspects. The per capita income or the gross national income or the GDP or the average income is also known as per capita income. They have taken it for a comparison, for making the comparison GDP of a country or the gross national income of a country, or if we talk about an individual per capita income of a country, they are taking the monetary monetary aspects. World Bank takes the monetary aspects, and the report of the World Bank is World Development Report. So they are taking monetary, whereas they are taking literacy rate, infant mortality rate, and the life expectancy. Third one, you can see that all the above mentioned aspects of human development could be regarded important to provide complete picture of development, and these development through which we get education, if we are educated, if we are healthy, and if we are happy. So you can see that an individual lives a quality life. An individual lives a quality life. Happiness cannot be measured, and this is you have a dignity in the society, you get a respect from the others in the society. So all these dignity, respect and happiness, you cannot calculate it, you cannot count, it is not countable. So for that you can see that UNDP report is really very important for the fullest development of a human being, for generating and for using the efficient and judicious use of the potential of a human being. Then education and literacy rate really plays an education and literacy rate and health facilities really plays a very important role to lead a quality and dignified life. What a person needs, he needs a respect in the society, he wants to live like a dignified person. So dignity and respect cannot be earned with the money. So and that would be possible only if you are leading a quality life and if you are happy. World Bank has specified the criteria according to categorizing the different countries. They have made a classification on the basis of the money: developed, developing and underdeveloped. Developed, developing and underdeveloped. 3 categories. So like we have a rich, low middle income countries and the low income group countries. So these are the different parameters and different characteristics of the Human Development Report and World Development Report. So students, I have taken another statistical data here. India and its neighboring countries. India and its neighboring countries. See students, we have already compared different countries. We have already compared the different states of a nation, of the country, and now we are going to compare one country with the other neighboring countries. Our country, India, we are going to compare it with the other neighboring countries with those attributes. See the different attributes that we people have taken here. We have taken gross national income. Okay, gross national income, the total income of a country. You have already studied gross national income. Gross national income. Whatever we produce, the entire income, and whatever investment we have outside the countries also, in the other countries also, that calculation is also included in the gross national income. The second attribute that we people have taken is life expectancy. And then we have taken the mean years of education, okay, and then we have taken the ranking also, okay, and this ranking is given by UNDP by taking the different attributes. So students, you can see that here the census are also highlighted on the top. 2011 purchasing power parity, liquidity, how much we people can spend money, okay, your spending power, how much you can spend the money, okay, this is what we have. Expectancy 2017 we have taken, and 2017, and the ranking, total ranking is latest, it is given there. You can see that according to the census of 2018. So we have taken the different neighboring countries. SAARC countries I was talking about. So you can see Sri Lanka is there, India is there, Myanmar, Pakistan, Nepal, and Bangladesh. So these 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 neighboring countries we have taken, and you can see it. Just go through it, analyze it, compare it with India, and you will be able to understand that where we people stand, where India stands, what quality life we people are living, or how much we people are lagging behind from the different countries. So when we people are talking about lagging behind, on the top we have a Sri Lanka. You can see the gross national income of Sri Lanka is, or you can see the per capita income. Per capita is given there of Sri Lanka, 11,326 is the highest among all the other nations, with all the other countries. There's no doubt. See students, I have already told you that maybe their national income may be high, but there are other parameters also we need to see. We need to see the population also. Sri Lanka's population and India's population may not be equal, and the trade balance, and we have talked about the GDP, we have talked about the demographic transition model in the first slide. That ways and methods also very important. But when we are talking about the Sri Lanka, there is no doubt India is lagging behind. India is lagging behind, you can see that. Okay, now we'll move to the another, and then you can see, if you are going to see the Nepal, is the least number you have here. If you see the Pakistan, we compare India and Pakistan, you can see Bangladesh is on a second number in these 6 countries. Then life expectancy, when we move to the another stage, okay, and there you can see that life expectancy is what? Struggle average expected length of life of a person. How many years we people are, average year that we people are going to live, okay, and you can see this. Again, the Sri Lanka is on a highest position, and we are on 4th position. We are on the 4th position. Why? Because maybe their health infrastructure, the provision and the basic health provisions and facilities provided in Sri Lanka is better than Indian government, as when we compare it with, they may have a better facilities than India. See, we are comparing with the India only. Okay, Bangladesh is at the 2nd position. They also have a better health facilities available in the country, and even Nepal also has a better conditions, better health facilities might be, so that their life expectancy is higher than us. They are going to live more number of years, average number of years than India. 68 almost, you can see 68.8, it is 2017 it is taken. So 68 is the life expectancy that we people calculate. Almost more number of children attending the school, people aged 25. Ranking system. Ranking. Altogether, we have 189 countries. We have to see that there are total 189 countries are there under the banner of HDI, Human Development Index. Human Development Index. According to the status of HDI, the ranking is given according to by taking all the attributes, all the parameters that is required and shown by the calculated by the or the criteria taken by the UNDP. On that basis, the ranking is given to all those countries who are under UNDP, and out of 189 you can see where we people stand. Where we people stand, you can see that we are far lagging behind in Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka has a much better position and conditions as compared to India. We are on 130th position. 130th position when we talk about our ranking system. Our world ranking is 130th. So still India is still lagging behind in this aspect. So students, you can see what is life expectancy. The minimum age up to which an adult lives is the life expectancy rate. This shows the overall quality of life in a country. As per 2011 census, the life expectancy in India for males is 67 years, and for the females it is bit higher, that is 72 years, and this is what the life expectancy is. So life expectancy according to the new, see there it is given that we are going to live the 67 years, whereas according to the new census it has the life expectancy has increased, that is 68 according to the census of 2014. So students, why it has increased? India must have provided better health facilities. If better health facilities, immunization, universalization of the vaccination has done. So due to that, the life expectancy, average living rate of human being has increased. So in 2000, according to the 2014's parameter, the India's life expectancy is 68 years. And what is the per capita income? You are already studying many times. When we calculate the in dollars for all the countries, so it is the average income. How we are going to calculate the average income? The total income of the country divided by total population. So per capita income is calculated in dollars for all the countries so that it can be compared easily. It is not calculated in rupees, it is calculated in the dollars so that we can compare all the countries in the dollars. It is also done in a way so that every dollar would buy the same amount of goods and services in any of the country, because the value of rupee or in Bangladesh taka or in the other currencies, you may have a difference, but in the dollar, when we calculate it with the dollar, we have a same will have a same value, 69 or 70 rupees. Okay, so $1, and you can easily calculate it. It is not, it keeps increasing or decreasing related to the money of your currency of your, or the value of your currency. So students, we have calculated the BMI. I have given you the 2 assignments. Calculate the BMI of your all family members and collect the literacy rate of all the Indian states and the per capita income, sex ratio also you can collect and prepare a chart. See the assignment, solve it. Till then, thank you so much.